Hi everyone, it's Julie from Learn to Play. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I put together my parents' information packets. Now, getting ready to open up the new home daycare, I definitely need to make sure I have packets on hand. You never know when someone's going to want to come and tour. It could be last minute. Instead of scrambling and getting myself more stressed out, I definitely want to have a bunch of these packets on hand. With each packet, I do include a parent handbook. Now, some of the papers in here are state mandated. Some of them I just do for my own peace of mind, like water play, sunscreen, emission, just so that the parents can't say they didn't know about something because I have your signature, so you signed it. With that being said, let's turn the camera around. Let me show you what I've come up with. If you have anything else that you put in your parents' information packets that I don't have listed, please comment down below and let me know. Otherwise, let me show you what I have come up with. Okay, so here is the actual folder that I give my parents. Now, this is something that I've been doing. I want to say I did this at the other home daycare, but I definitely do this at the center. We give each family a folder. I used to do it color coordinated when I had private preschool and summer camp. They would be different colors, but now since we just run the one program at the home daycare, whatever folders are on sale is what I use. Since it's back to school time, I definitely stock up because I think I got these for like 15 cents each at Walmart. So I will literally grab, like 100 of them because what is it, like $15 then? And then the labels that I'm using, these are the Avery labels. It's the 81261. There is 2 to a label. So then I simply just cut it down to the size that I want to use for my folders. So this is what I find works the best. Again, I've been using these labels for such a long time. Anything that I describe like this, I'm going to leave the links down below. Inside of the folder, I put a business card. I got these business cards from Vistaprint. I want to say I got a 100 pack for maybe $20. I think either 100 or 200 count for like $20. I'll leave the description link below. I love these business cards. I've been using these for years. And then I have 2 different sides. The first side is all of my tuition stuff and my calendars, and then like their security agreements, their enrollment agreements. I put all that paperwork on here. What I'll typically do is I'll put like a little post-it note, like save and then like return. So everything on this side is stuff that they will return. And as you can see, I'll go over everything that I put in here, but I like this system. I don't need to put anything in pouches because again, this is all the stuff they're going to be filling out and bringing back to me. So usually what they do is they end up just bringing back the whole entire packet. And one last thing I want to show you before I get started with showing you all of the forms is this binder. I got these off of Amazon. I will link the description below. I do have an Amazon storefront, so I'll have this listed, all the products, because there are a couple other products I'll show you at the end that I have used to create all of this madness. But I think this was like a 12 count of binders. It's just the 1-inch binders. I keep a copy of every single thing, like a master copy. That way, if my computer were to crash or somehow it would get, removed from the computer, I have everything in here. I put them in laminating sheets, and it's just for my own sanity that I know I have a copy of everything. If in a pinch and I need to make, like somebody loses like the photo release form, I already have it ready to go. Okay, so let's get started. I created this new enrollment checklist. We use these again at the center. I love this because it keeps me accountable for everything that I know that I need either per state or like my own personal policies and procedures that I'm going to be implementing, and just copies of stuff. You guys, you can never have too many signed waiver forms for anything and everything, especially, this is your business. You can be held liable if anything goes wrong, if they have a reaction to something, if, you put their picture on social media or whatnot and the parents are losing their mind saying like, we didn't agree to that. Well, I have your signature. Yes, you did, So even though some of the stuff is state mandated, some of the stuff I just do to protect my own butt. So I created this in Canva. I will leave the link to Canva. If you do not have Canva, which I imagine almost everyone at this point does, it's $12 or $12.99 a month for the business account that gives you access to hundreds, if not millions of pictures and thousands of pictures and stuff. I love creating all my forms and templates off of Canva. So I simply just looked for checklist and then I just modified it to meet my needs. A quick overview of all the sheets that we're going to be going through is in Michigan, where I'm located. They have 2 state forms that they require that the caregivers give. I have a copy of my handbook I'll give them. The last page of the handbook has an acknowledgement form which they would sign. a pickup authorization form, who's allowed to pick up the kids, a photo release, the diaper cream medication form. I do supply the diaper cream, diaper and clothing size form. We'll go over that when I show you it. The enrollment fee paid form, the security deposit. I do require the first 2 weeks to be paid, and that would go towards their last 2 weeks of care. 2024 and 2025 calendar. Since I am starting in the middle of the year, I will give them the first 2 calendars. A sunscreen permission form, a water play permission form, an infant care form, Procare form, which I'll go over Procare here as well, and then an electronic copy of the licensing rules. So I do not give the parents this. This is something that when they return all of their forms with me, I'll simply check it off, highlight any ones that I'm still missing. Now I'm kind of surprised, and I need to double check this, because in Michigan, I know you have to have their immunization records, but I didn't see an actual physical form that they would take to the doctors to have the child's physical done. It was in Ohio, and in Ohio, we do have a county form that every family has to have filled out and signed by their pediatrician. They gave us the form. So I need to double check that just to make sure I'm in compliance. And again, always know your rules and regulations. I have another binder that I have everything printed out. You need to know that front to back for licensing, because they will ask you stuff just to see if, to test your knowledge, to make sure that you know what is expected of you. So starting off here, we're going to do the child care information record. Again, this is my state specific. It just goes over the emergency contact. Every child, every family needs to have this, their addresses, their parents' work information, who can pick up. And then we have this child in care statement. This is where the parents have to sign off that they received a copy of the licensing rules. And if not, they received information how to get electronically. They understand all the rules, sleep safe rules, whether or not they consent to emergency treatment. And then this says, notice to parents, legal guardians, instructions, licensee must complete applicable checkboxes and review with parent and guardian. So this is all the stuff that I need to go over with the families. So these 2, again, are state mandated forms. Then I give them a copy of my parent handbook. I do believe I did a little short on how I made these. I got these binders and the binder machine off of Amazon. Again, I'll link that below. And then I just have all of my procedures and policies, my discipline, because again, state, each parent has to be made aware of your discipline policy, your sick policy, and stuff like that. So then at the very end, they will sign off that they received a copy of this handbook. Handbook is your saving grace. This is your Bible per se. If their parents are like, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, by having a signed acknowledgement, and I do believe that it's a requirement in our state, you can say, well, yes, you did sign this. I always, I have this come up sometimes at the center, and I'll highlight the section that they're questioning, and I'll just simply send them, a picture of it, and to remind them that, yes, you were made aware of this. Now, does every parent read everything front to back? No. As a parent, should they? Yeah, because if I'm signing something and someone's caring for my child, I want to know, what are their policy and procedures? What are their beliefs and stuff like that. I do go a little bit above and beyond. I have this little clear cover on the front. Some of them I put on the back. Otherwise, I have this heavy cardstock on the back. I have the address of my program. I can do a separate video of this if you guys are interested in that. Please leave me a comment down below, and I'll show you how I did my parent handbook. Okay, the next thing is this child pickup form. Again, they're signing that off on their family card, but I always have this. And I have them put who can't pick up. Sometimes if you're in a custody dispute, the family is, or if they have a relative that they don't want picking up or this or that, I have them look this over every single year and update it accordingly. And sometimes, they'll 2 months in, they'll be like, oh, scratch that name off. Can you add this name? And then I just simply add it when they come and pick up. I have them initial it. But I love this because then this saves your butt. Again, you're getting the picture ID when this person comes and picks up the first few times, and then you start to know people, but always have some kind of authorization pickup form. The next up is a photo release form. They can agree to have their child's photograph taken, or they cannot, and that's perfectly fine. I have a lot of families at the center that I cannot put any of their pictures on the social media platforms that we use, and that's fine, because we still use an app called Procare, and so the families still do get individualized pictures of their child throughout the day that no other family can see. So they're, understanding of that, but we do like to, this is an easy way to promote Facebook, Instagram, your program without paying any money. So if you can get those great photos and show families what you are doing in your program and what your program's all about, I love when families do let us, take photos and print them for the children. The next up, I do supply diaper creams. Right now, I went to Walmart. I just bought the Parents' Choice Diaper Rash. I'm not getting fancy. If parents do not agree with this brand or whatnot, they can easily bring in their own. I'll have it in a Ziploc baggie with their child's name on it. This is just what I provide. Sometimes I do the Up and Up. At the center, I do the Up and Up Target brand. But the day that I was going out and buying stuff, I just picked up this ointment. So I'm rolling with it. And then I just put all the ingredients on here. So that way the parents know what's in it. Right here, the shirt size chart. I created this again off of Canva. I am going to be doing something different in this home daycare than I did in my previous one. First of all, I'm going to be supplying diapers, which I have implemented at the center. I do supply all of the diapers because A, we don't have any storage there, and B, I'm not chasing parents for diapers. I'm just literally not doing it. And when you break down the cost of it, it's literally between like 20 and 25 cents a diaper. So I'm supplying the diapers here because again, I don't have a lot of storage in this house either. Parents will circle what size diaper that their child wears. What is new also in this program is I'm going to be supplying the rain gear, so rain jackets, rain boots, and the winter gear. Winter jackets, winter snow pants. We are in a snowy area. The winter snow boots, hats, gloves, scarves, all of it. So that is what their enrollment fee is going to cover. And that way the parents, I want to be a one-stop shop. I want them to, all you have to do is bring like 1 or 2 spare changes of clothes and that's it. You don't have to worry about diapers. You don't have to worry about diaper cream, winter gear, rain gear, any of that. I got you covered, and that's going to be one of my marketing things. It does cost a lot of money up front. This is not cheap. This is not a cheap investment by any means. I got all of the rain gear, the jackets from Target. I want to say they were $20 each. And then I got the rain boots from Sam's Club, and they were like $15 each. Right now, I think they're clearance at $10. So I may still even go and buy some more pairs. I bought all sizes. So again, this is definitely an investment. Once the program is up and running and I know the sizes of kids, it'll be a lot easier, but kind of going into this blindly, but wanting this to be a marketing tool and wanting to show prospective families everything that I am going to be supplying, I have bought an assortment of different sizes. The winter gear, I got the jackets off of Amazon. I will link those below. And then I got the snow pants clearanced from Children's Place. And so again, I bought, I think like 15 pairs of snow pants and all different sizes. I think size like 3 or 4 up to size 6. So again, I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be really convenient for the parents. So I will give them the sheet, they'll fill it out, and they'll bring it back. All right, moving on. I have an information sheet, and it talks about everything that my tuition includes. Breakfast, lunch, morning snack, afternoon snack, diapers and wipes, rain gear, winter gear. Also, I do supply a sleeping bag. I will link that below, and it will be, again, in my Amazon storefront. I believe I'm going to do cots. I haven't bought the cots yet. I have mats that I had purchased originally from the center, which I decided not to use. So I do have mats, and I'll link those below as well. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do because of storage. But I did buy sleeping bags, the kind that have the pillow attached to them. So I want to say maybe I bought like 10 or 15 sleeping bags. I think they were around $15 each, $20 each. But again, that's one less thing that the parents don't have to supply. I did have something similar to this at the home daycare before, but my daughter got them at like this clearance sale by her work, and we got them for $5 each. So that was a bummer that I had to spend like $15 this go around. But I love this. I don't want parents bringing in and out of blankets. It just kind of controls, God forbid someone had bugs or something. I hate to be like that, but you know what? If I have it at my house, I'm washing it, it's getting washed, I'm okay with doing that. So again, I have a $150 registration fee, and that is going to include all of these items. In my program, I'm going to do full-time 5 days or 2 part-time programs, a 3-day Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 2 days Tuesday, Thursday. And then here is the enrollment fee. The parents sign it, I sign it. They pay the $150. And then I have the tuition agreement that, you know, they agree to this amount per week. And then I do have my late fee clause in here, $25 after 5:15. My hours will be 7 to 5:15. And then $25 for every 5 minutes beyond 5:20. I'm not playing around. I'm not trying to do that. They will make their payments via Procare. And then there is a $10 per day late fee. Payments are due on Friday for the following week. I do that at the center. I implement the same fee at the center if they are not paid by Friday. That way, because parents always somehow conveniently forget to pay for daycare. Is that not true, my fellow providers? So that way it holds them accountable. Here are those calendars, the 2024, the 2025. I just kind of have it color coordinated. The yellow are days that I'm closed. The pink are special events. So like in 2024, I will be closed Labor Day. On the 6th is a special event. We are going to do something for Grandparents' Day on that 8th. Halloween, you know, special event. December 23rd, we'll do our little Christmas party here. November 25th, we'll do like a Thanksgiving luncheon. So it just kind of gives them an overview. At the center, I also have a green box for early closures, but I don't anticipate having any scheduled early closures at the home daycare. Next up are a couple of permission slips. Here's a sunscreen permission slip. They do bring in their own sunscreen. I don't supply it at the center. I'm not supplying that here. I did not supply it at the first home daycare because every skin tone is different. Everyone's reaction to the sun is different. So that is the only thing aside from spare clothes that they need to bring in. So they fill this out. You know, I can even write what brand it is. Basically, I just need them to sign it. Water play. I won't be giving this out initially this year because these forms should be updated every single year. And these two are required in Ohio for the center. I did not see that they were required in Michigan, but I'm still just implementing them to cover my own butt. Here's a water activity that you would check pretty much all of these. Like the water is accessible to the child if we're playing outside. The water is 18 inches or less. And if infant or toddlers are using wading pools. Again, the parents just sign this that they're made aware of that we do water activities. This right here, I love this. So this is just like a generic copy. This is from Canva. And we implement this in our infant room at the center. So we put the child's name, their date of birth. And then there's another like mandated form that like an infant care form that they have to fill out that basically they're stating all of these things. I don't have that form. I'm just going to give them this generic form. They can fill it out and then I'll recopy it. And then I'll have this hung up if we do have any infants. That way, God forbid, if I ever had to have a substitute or, you know, if I was like, wait, how often are they eating their bottles or this or that? When I first get to know them, I can refer back to this. So if they are on table food or baby food, their bottles, are they, you know, formula or breast milk, and how often, how do they like them? Room temp, cold temp, you know, warm, any comfort ideas. Do they like to be swaddled? Do they like to be rocked? Do they have a pacifier? Nap schedule. How often are they napping? And again, we use this up until like 1 year old. So every month and a half at the center, we update this and have the parents, you know, because they're always moving up. Are they, you know, they may come to us at 3 ounces and now a month later they're at 6 ounces. Well, that's something we need to know, you know. And then the no blankets. Any child under 12 months cannot have blankets. You know, the parents initial and sign it. I will initial and sign it. And then I will allow the parents to keep powdered formula here. I did that at the previous home daycare. At the centers, we are not allowed to do that. We have to have pre-made bottles with their name and date on each bottle. At the end of the day, we return them. I'm not making them do that here. I will easily store their formula, or even if they bring in like a couple days worth of breast milk or whatever and put it in the fridge, they'll have their own separate container and I will store that. Last up, the last two things, Procare. So there's basically two like daycare apps, in my opinion, Procare and Brightwheel. I'm not familiar with Brightwheel. I use Procare at the center, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use it here as well. I love this app. If you're not familiar with them, I'll leave a link below. It says for a family home daycare, I think it was $22 a month. I only pay $49 a month at the center. It's a free app for the parents to download. You can put in what days do they attend. If they have allergies, you know, you put in their start date, their birth date, if they have any siblings. The parents are introduced, you send them an email, And then that's how they register throughout the day. I can let the parents know when they ate, how much they ate, when they slept, when they napped, or obviously the same thing, when they ate, when they had a bottle, when they were changed, what was their mood, any kind of like medical issues, if they have a fever, or just, you know, little snippets about how your day is. You can do photos, you can do videos. It's real-time messaging. So if the parents are like, oh, I forgot to tell you this, you know, and they message you, you're going to get it real time. You're messaging back real time. And I love this because they have drop-off notes. So the parents can simply just put in, you know, Billy ate at 6 a.m., last diaper changed at 4 a.m. So that way, you know, that's one less thing they have to remember telling you upon drop-off. And then they just scan a little QR code, which I'll probably hang up like right there on the door. And then that's how they sign them in and out. That's how they pay their tuition. That's how they get their year-end tax statement. So I'm pretty sure Brightwheel is probably very similar to this. But again, I'm just familiar with Procare, so I went with Procare. I will give the families this, and then I will input all of this information. It's kind of repetitive of some of this, but this is the form that Procare gives you to give to your families. Last up here is that Michigan licensing rules for families in group childcare homes. Either you have to print out the whole licensing packet, which is like probably 100 pages, or you need to give them the information and tell them how to access it. So I simply just made a whole bunch of copies of this on cardstock, 2 to a page. That way they can go on to the website if they were ever looking for actual family rules. So let me show you real quick before I end this video what other materials that I did use to create the parent handbook and if anything else. All right, so let me show you real quick everything else that I used to make this parent handbook. I looked this up on Vistaprint. I paid $18 for 100 of these. And then they always come with some kind of like little coupon in front of it. Right here, this is the Make Easy binding machine on Amazon right now. It is $43.99. I love this. And then 100 pack of the Make Easy, what is it, the letter size spindle things. These are $12.99 for 100 of them. I got this cardstock from Amazon, 325 sheets for $14.99. I got the Amazon Basic 200 pack of laminating sheets for $16.63. And last but not least, I got the Fellows binding presentation. It's a 100 count. As you can see, this is very thick, and I just use the Make Easy machine. 100 of these for $16.91. So there you have it, guys. That is how I create my parent enrollment packets and a little bit about how I do the parent handbook. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. Make sure to check all the links below if you are, again, in question of any of the items that I have used. Let me know if, again, you would like to see how I create my parent handbook. I will definitely do a video on that. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.